Imagine this. It is a quiet September morning in 1982. A 12-year-old girl wakes up with a sore throat and a stuffy nose. Her mom does what any mom would do. She goes to the medicine cabinet, grabs the family bottle of Extra-Strength Tylenol, and gives her daughter two capsules. It was the most trusted over-the-counter pain reliever in America. The girl, Mary Kellerman, swallows them, gets ready, and heads off to school. She would never make it home. Within hours, she collapsed and died. But Mary wasn't just sick. She was poisoned. And she was only the first victim in a wave of terror that would grip the nation. This is the story of the Chicago Tylenol murders, America's first major product tampering crisis, and one of its most frustrating and haunting unsolved cases. The nightmare began with a child. On the morning of September 29, 1982, in a suburb of Chicago, 12-year-old Mary Kellerman took Tylenol for a cold and was dead before noon. Initially, doctors thought it might be a stroke, a tragic, bizarre anomaly. But then, the deaths started piling up. Later that same day, a 27-year-old postal worker named Adam Janus also took Tylenol and suddenly collapsed. He was rushed to the hospital but died shortly after. His family, utterly devastated and confused, gathered at his home to mourn, trying to cope with their sudden grief and headaches. Adam's younger brother, 25-year-old Stanley, and Stanley's 19-year-old wife, Teresa, took Tylenol from the exact same bottle that Adam had used within hours. Both of them were also dead. 3 members of a single family, wiped out in less than a day. Panic began to spread as the connection became terrifyingly clear. It wasn't a virus. It was the Tylenol. The poison's reach seemed random and horrifying. It also claimed 27-year-old Mary Reiner, who had just given birth to her 4th child, then 31-year-old Mary McFarland, and finally 35-year-old flight attendant Paula Prince. She was found dead in her apartment, an open bottle of poisoned Tylenol on her bathroom counter. 7 innocent people dead. When the autopsies came back, they revealed the horrifying truth. The capsules they had all taken were laced with a lethal dose of potassium cyanide. Someone had walked into stores, purchased bottles of Tylenol, taken them home, carefully opened the capsules, replaced the acetaminophen powder with cyanide, and then returned the poisoned bottles to store shelves for unsuspecting customers to buy. For the families left behind, the pain has been generational. Joe Janus, who lost his brothers Adam and Stanley, and his sister-in-law Teresa, has lived with the unanswered questions for over 40 years. In a recent interview, his lip quivered as he recalled the moment he found out. He simply stated, "That was real hard." His daughter, Monica, sees the toll it takes on him every single day. "He does deserve to know," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "I just see him cry all the time." When an interviewer asked Joe if he thought the case would ever be solved in his lifetime, his hope was heartbreakingly simple. "I hope so before I die." As the news broke, Chicago and its suburbs went into a state of lockdown. Police cars with loudspeakers drove through neighborhoods blaring warnings. "Do not take Tylenol." Health officials scrambled to get the product off the shelves. The manufacturer, Johnson & Johnson, immediately issued a massive recall, pulling 31 million bottles of Tylenol from stores across the country. A move that cost them over $100 million, but undoubtedly saved countless lives. Investigators were flooded with thousands of leads, but they had no real suspects, no motive, no smoking gun. Then a breakthrough, or so it seemed. An extortion letter arrived at Johnson & Johnson's headquarters, demanding $1 million to stop the killing through painstaking forensic work. The letter was traced to a man named James William Lewis. When police finally caught up with him, Lewis admitted to writing the letter in an attempt to extort the company and even gave investigators a detailed, hypothetical scenario of how a madman could have carried out the poisonings. Everyone thought, this is the guy. They finally had their killer. But here's the first major twist in this already convoluted case. Lewis was arrested and convicted, but only for extortion. He was never charged with a single one of the 7 murders. Why? Because investigators could never find any direct physical evidence linking him to the actual tampering or placement of the poisoned bottles in stores. There was no DNA, no fingerprints, nothing to tie it directly to the cyanide. He served 13 years in prison for the extortion plot and was released in 1995. For decades, Lewis remained the primary and, for many, the only suspect. Police re-interviewed him multiple times over the years, but he always maintained his innocence regarding the murders. And then came the final, frustrating twist. In July of 2023, James Lewis died of natural causes at his home in Massachusetts. He was 76 years old. He died a free man, never having been charged for the 7 deaths. He took whatever secrets he had to his grave. As of today, the Chicago Tylenol murders remain officially unsolved. The case files are still open. But the trail has gone cold, though justice was never served. Something good did come from this unimaginable horror. The Tylenol crisis forever changed the way we consume products. It led directly to the development of tamper-proof and tamper-evident packaging. Those foil seals under the cap, the plastic wrap around the neck of the bottle, the sealed boxes, all of that is a direct result of this tragedy. The industry-wide safety standards that were born from this event have undoubtedly saved millions of lives from copycat attacks. Still, the fundamental question remains unanswered, echoing for over 4 decades. Who actually laced those capsules? Was it James Lewis, the extortionist who seemed to know too much? Or was it someone else entirely? A phantom who slipped through the cracks and got away with mass murder? The bottles are sealed now. But the mystery is far from closed. What do you think happened? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story compelling, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into history's most fascinating mysteries.